meeting to order. This is a public hearing in the matter of the dilapidation of the property of Cord James and Sherry L. Regan, 411 East or Southeast 4th. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on this matter?
Yes, Cord. Myself.
Well, come on forward, Cord.
All right.
What we got going on?
Well, I sent an email on the this January the 16th to Cheryl, and I guess she sent it on to you, did you?
What was it?
It was, well, first of all, we had the death of the family.
Yes, I got that.
And then I sent the email explaining that and what I've been doing with the home.
Okay, so yes, there should be an email in there. If it's not in that section with the pictures, turn over one section and it might be in that one.
Okay. Yeah, I saw something about your father-in-law passed away.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that, and that
I had ordered tools and equipment to do the job, and researching all the IRC codes and for the proper nails and all that stuff, you know, and materials to use.
okay. And so what did you find out? What kind of materials are you going to need to use?
Well, for the roofing, I need 3/4 inch, either OSB or the OSB, but 3/4 inch. And
3/4 inch
that's what's
OSB is what's required.
Yes.
For our IRC code.
Well, to match what's on there.
To match what's on there.
For the repair, yes.
Okay.
And of course, the nails have to penetrate, I'm looking for that word, at least 3/4 of an inch into whatever, like the roofing trusses or the whatever you're going to nail into, things like that. So,
okay.
Galvanized.
But you've been cleaning up on the inside?
Yes. And all the outside is totally cleaned up. All the brush and the tree limbs that I had cut down, all that, that's all cleaned up and gone.
Okay. And when do you plan on putting a new roof on it?
Well, I'd like to have a little more warmer weather, and as far as just cutting out that small section and then, you know, putting just a covering over that temporary, it'd be nice to be able to rip off all the shingles, repair that, and then do the whole thing at one time.
Right.
So
when do you need to?
Well, you know, when the weather warms up a little bit, I guess, because I want it to all stick good, and any caulking I use and ripping cement. So depends on the weather. Right. I mean, I don't have an exact, you know, date.
Just when it's warmer.
Yes, yes. And I did want to try to correct and make the revision on the order that was issued on the 21st. I called on the December 10th and spoke with Cheryl about that, but to correct, we had discussed 7 months.
Right.
And so in the order it states 6 months, so I needed, if you could correct that.
Well, I'm trying to follow along here.
I'm sorry.
That would move to.
There's a section of letters towards the back part.
Probably next to the last one, because that one you said I didn't get, so it's probably right before that. For the 21st day of November.
So that's his letters, so he's referring to where I put the order in, right here. Oh, so it's not this one, because this is one he said he didn't get. Yeah, it's the next one. Timeline is 6 months.
January 16th.
Yeah, and then that's the one he couldn't come to us in a new letter then.
Right.
But he's referring to this timeline, he says he had asked for 7, and
Right.
I had put in the letter 6.
Okay.
I don't
And
know
that-
if my notes shows that you discussed it.
And that,
way.
the date on that was,
It's at the very top of that first page. It would have been the date of the hearing.
the date of the hearing was November, so that would have put him out till May. So we'll, see you back here in April
Okay,
and give me an update.
all right. Can we correct that, or how do I go to correct the 6 months to 7?
Well, I see it in here. I see it in here, the timeline,
Yes.
we've got you down to, it needs to be done by May.
Well, now, when we discussed it in my first hearing,
That
You
you
said-
have 7 months.
yes,
in,
which would be the
November,
third week
so-
in June.
So June,
Yes,
so it's gotta be done by June.
yes. Third
Okay.
week in June, which is the 19th, is what you stated.
Can we get a letter saying that it needs to be done
When
by
I do
June?
this letter tomorrow, I'll put in there that we're changing your
Thank you.
date to 7 months, which would be June.
I
I'll make
appreciate it,
that note.
because of the weather, I mean, I'd like to be done before that, but, you know, with the
Okay.
weather
But
has
We'll
been.
we'll do a case review in April
Okay,
and see where you're at with, cause the soffits and all that can be.
yes,
You can start working on that
That's
at
true.
any time.
that's true, you're right.
Weather's uncomfortable, but the material can still be used.
Right.
Yeah, and the paint, of course, that's gotta wait for warmer weather, so.
Right, it needs to be above 45, but next week it's gonna be 60. Right,
I hope
that's what
so,
that's
yes,
what they
I
keep
know,
saying.
and I'm not doubting, I just hope so.
So we'll move 411 Southeast 4th to April
April.
17th.
Okay,
And give me, so I read that address off to you, and that was the
yes,
correct
yeah, that was
address,
correct
okay?
one. It's just strange, I mean, cause I've been checking it daily, and
Yeah.
I just never,
I'll make
Saw
sure
it.
the envelope's right, maybe I
Okay.
asked, I let number.
they
on-
may have dropped it in, you know, they drive those Jeeps, maybe they dropped it, I mean, you know, it
Well,
happens.
I told you about the one that we just got back from.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so, yeah, that's fine, I will try to get it sent to you, and, I'll make that change.
All right, thank you so very much.
We'll see you, Gordon.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Stay
you.
warm.
In the matter of the dilapidation of the property of Isabella Hensley Townsend, 510 North 433 Road. I saw the email that you sent me today from out there. It did look like that there was some improvements.
Of course, snow covers a lot.
Yes, snow does cover a lot. Whenever I'm looking at the pictures from the ground though, is that lining up the way it's looking?
The frame work
Uh-huh.
up there,
Is it lining up the way it's looking from the ground?
it looks like, what you see is what you, yeah, it don't look right,
Okay.
but
Well, but they
I
have cleaned
haven't
up, they
gotten
have
out
cleaned
and
up
walked.
the trash and everything.
the trash and stuff, they've picked up a lot of the miscellaneous little stuff that was laying around.
Okay.
Now it is zoned agricultural, so I give a little leeway, I think, for like trailers and stock trailers and other things like that, and four-wheelers or stuff, but the miscellaneous little stuff they've gotten finally picked up,
Okay.
garbage and
Right.
just stuff. As for the framework and the framing of the house, I've not inspected that part. I didn't know, would that be more in
Yeah,
your realm? or do I
Kenny,
do-
do you do structural framing?
We're not touching that.
There's a structural engineer report in there, so it's, kind of left to them to do what he's stated in his report,
Oh.
I would
We'll
think.
do the trades, the plumbing, the electrical, mechanical, but
But no
as far as
structural.
that house, we're not gonna touch it with the 10-foot pole.
That way our name's not on it, say that it's in good shape. Somebody rents it.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's just looking, okay. Well,
Would you
just
like
keep,
to go out there with me?
oh, no, I don't, just looking at it, it doesn't look like it's lining up quite square.
No.
But we'll see how that plays out. But keep an eye on the trash dump and debris on that case of it. Whenever they do finally call you, if it is something that is not lining up with what the structural engineer report says, is that something that you would note at that point, or?
Basically, that structural engineer report said that they need to replace some boards, and other than that, it was in okay shape. So it's gonna fall on their shoulders on it. That's why I'm saying I don't wanna touch it, because I'm just leery of it.
Right.
And
Understand.
whereas it's a city, we,
Right,
you
right.
know, it's an existing building, and
Yeah, I understand. Okay. Well, very good. We'll move that out to, March, and revisit 510 North 433 Road then.
March 20. Okay.
In the matter of the dilapidation of the property of Michael Cox / C and G Properties LLC at 308 South Taylor. And this is the vacant lot that, well,
Fireplace.
right, that has the standing fireplace on it and the existing footings and stem wall and the studs of the brush.
Yeah, there was a house there, wasn't it? A house?
Yeah, there was a house with the roof all caved in, it was in very bad shape, very bad shape. I don't know, did he call or something, say that he wouldn't be here, or is there a reason why, I wonder why?
He didn't, I think he thought probably since he's tore it down, he didn't need to be. He has discussed, briefly about what he's gonna build back on it.
So he has discussed about getting with an architect or somebody to,
Yeah, well, he called to see about what type of house he could call, and he was supposed to get together with Kenny, but I don't think he's done that yet.
Okay.
so he does. I was gonna say, I thought in my brief conversation with him out there while he was cleaning, that he has intentions to rebuild there.
Right.
And that's why he asked me about the fireplace, and I said, I don't, you know, it was a new question for me,
Okay.
I said, I don't know that there's a reason that you have to tear the fireplace down if you think you can reuse it. Maybe I should have.
Well, if he can use it, you know, I'm for people reusing if they can. And I just want somebody, if they're gonna clear a lot, you know, for rebuilding, you know, to clear it completely and not leave a stem wall hanging up there to mow around. But this is his lot, and I'm gonna let you monitor it.
I will.
And we'll just go back out there and check it out for another month until it's completely either cleared or they start a building case, and then we'll just try and close this off as not a dilapidation case, and we'll just turn it over at that point.
Should we schedule again for him to come in, maybe? And we make sure he comes in and he stays. He's a very good, he seems like a very easy guy to talk to,
Okay.
and wants to do whatever the city wants him to do.
Right.
He wants to do it
Right.
within, you know, he
And,
don't want to
right.
cost himself extra, but
and I understand that. I just don't wanna see him, you know, or the city getting in any kind of situation where we have property without a primary structure.
sure.
And that's the road that we could go down on that. So just monitor it and see that the limbs get picked up and some kind of plan gets made with Kenny on the rebuilding and all that. Yeah, maybe have him come in next month.
I can put in the letter that his appearance is required.
Yeah, that, you know, I would like to visit with him and find out, to find out what the intentions are and how to proceed further with the demolition case. The house is gone, but the footings are still there. And that's something that we'll need to work out, to see if he's has plugged the sewer, did did the sewer plug get met? You know, did he plug the sewer lines? Is that part of this, you know, the whole process of closing out a demo permit?
Right.
That's part of it.
Usually we tell them to go down to MUB and make sure they've taken care of all that before they demo a house.
So at this time, we'll exit the public hearing and,
Can I get when you're moving into?
yeah, we'll move that out to, March the 20th,
Okay.
308 South Taylor.
I didn't get that, okay.
And, that way we can exit the public hearing and adjourn.